All right, we are live for the Wednesday edition of the People's Talk Show. Excited to be back, looking forward to connecting, trying to get myself situated on the back end here, but we should be good to go. Hope everyone is doing well. Lots of interesting things happening today. Of course, there's never a dull moment in the world of chaos, but we're going to dive into a couple stories that caught my attention. And then I definitely want to get a chance to see what you guys have been keeping an eye on. So feel free when it's time to open up the phone lines to give me a call. As you guys can see here, the number is 313-462-0027. Definitely use that to call and let your voice be heard. And man, just today, I'll probably, I'm never on script just because I'm just everywhere nowadays. But man, I just came across some real disturbing news literally 5 minutes ago, trying to put everything together on the back end here. So I was going to hold off until the end, but just because it's on the front of my mind, I might as well share it. But it's just a lot of sad occurrences of people dying mysteriously and unexpectedly, to say the least. And so I'm sure, I don't know about you, but let me know in the chat if you guys have come across some things that just doesn't add up. And of course, we all have our suspicions as to why and how that is. But at this current moment, we're in the midst of all the chaos unfolding, and so it's hard to go back and say, "Hey, I told you so. Shouldn't have did this. Shouldn't have did that." And it's too late for that. So now it's more so just trying to pray for those that are losing loved ones somewhat daily. And so today, two stories real quick, and I'll get into more of the stories here, but just want to have a little straight talk with you guys. But today, scrolling through Instagram, came across a former team that I played for back in the day, because I have basketball background, and to see one of my previous teammates mysteriously passed away. Don't know the details, but just saw that life is gone. So that kind of had me thinking all day. Younger than me, so it's very, very, very tragic. And then literally just check the Telegram, RTD community tab, Telegram, and someone posted this article here. Let me bring it up on the screen here, of someone that I competed against during my college years. And so that's how this is something that just makes me think here. But as you guys can see on the screen here, 42-year-old former NBA player collapses and dies. And so that guy there was a monster, man. He was a great player, and we had a lot of good battles back in the day. And so to see that he's no longer here, just get you thinking. But not how I intended on starting the live stream. But once again, two people that I know or knew gone. Just make you appreciative of the air you breathe and your time above ground, because we all will have our day at some point. Okay, let's start again. Welcome to RTD Live Talk, Detroit's #1 late night YouTube talk show, aka the People's Talk Show. Excited to be back and connect with you guys, and going to have an interesting show. To say the least. And so for those who are tuning in, if we have any first-time viewers, definitely let me know where you're watching from in the chat, as well as if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And for those who didn't get the little rant, was it Monday night, about how just needed some time off, was overload going. It's just a lot on my plate, a lot on my mind. So I need to unplug some and get refreshed. So I kind of feel a little bit recharged. And apart from this little, unfortunate news here, life goes on, and just kind of keep pressing forward and do the best you can with what you have. But God is still good, to say the least. So anyway, welcome. Hit that thumbs up if you don't mind for your boy. Show your boy some love. And that'll definitely hopefully help the algorithms, and also streaming on Rumble as well. So for my people on Rumble, definitely looking forward to connecting with you guys more as well. So hit that join tab, and let me know what's going on over there. We'll definitely love to find out more. Okay, so let me just keep it moving. Let me see here. Okay, man, just a lot of interesting things, man. Never a lot of interesting things. Okay. So as I said before, hit that thumbs up button, show your support. And also, I'm sure you guys are keeping your eye on a variety of things. And so when the time is appropriate, definitely let us know what that is. And I'll definitely love to bring it to the forefront. So as I mentioned, definitely hit that like button, hit that share button if you don't mind. Show support for the channel. And then we're going to jump right in, man. Wasted enough time already. So let me just go back to the beginning here. So a couple articles caught my attention. Of course, CPI figures. We got Kim Jong-un and Putin shaking hands for 40 long seconds. And so it's good to say, they're talking about some things that have nothing to do with the West, and it's definitely not denominated in dollars, I'd imagine. And what else we got? The UAW strike by tomorrow, man. This UAW strike, if it goes down, could be very problematic for our country. Because me, especially being here in the Motor City, I always say, wherever the Motor City goes, that's where the nation goes. And so, if we ain't producing cars, and we got all these manufacturers on strike, it's going to be problematic. And if it actually goes through what they're looking for, it's going to be a problem, because not only does UPS get paid all this extra cash, which is rightfully theirs because they work hard, but then again, that's inflationary in and of itself. So that's going to be some problems. That's it definitely goes against what the Federal Reserve is trying to shoot for right now, with more job losses and lower wages for workers. So it doesn't help them out at reaching their 2% target. But we're not hitting 2% ever again. Okay, so let me just get us some headlines. And so before I do that, let me just something I haven't done in a while, and some things I'm keeping more of an eye on. And let me just open up real quick. And so for those on Monday, I mentioned about opportunities. Outside of all the stuff that's happening right now, there will be a lot of opportunities. And of course, you got to go looking for them. They're not just going to fall in your lap. And so I'm talking to more CEOs on the mining side, because precious metals is the best way to get your weight up, in my opinion. But also, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to speculate in the crypto space. And so I'm keeping more of an eye on that, even though I've been dipping and dabbing for almost 10 years now. But I think what's coming up, this fourth bull cycle, will be one that we will never forget. So there's a lot of projects I'm keeping my eye on that interest me. And so I keep an eye on a lot of projects. And so I'm curious to hear what you guys are keeping an eye on for my people out there that dip and dab in the digital asset space. But let me just run through some numbers real quick, and I'll let you see what's happening out here. So let's open up some bubbles real quick. I haven't done this in a minute, but as of right now, we speak. This is just the current price action. But let me see what I'm looking at right here, so I can make sure I'm saying it correctly. Let's go to the hour. So just the crypto bubbles. I like checking these out. They're colorful, fun to look at. But another way to see what's happening in the markets at this current moment, because there's always a good time to catch something when it's on sale. Anyway, so as of right now, let me see the biggest thing as we speak. Let me get myself out the way here. The biggest thing that is on here happens to be HBAR, Hedera hash graph. So it's still under 5 cents, whatever, but definitely Hedera, this HBAR, they partner with the Federal Reserve and Fed now, so they're definitely going to be utilized. So just something right there to pay attention to if you guys are interested. And let's keep it going. Let's check out the metals real quick. I did not have a chance to check out the metals, and let's see what we got here. Let me move myself out the way again. So right now, silver, $23.15, still the cheapest, most underrated, undervalued monetary unit on the planet as we speak. Never a bad time to get your weight up with that. We got gold, 1924, platinum. Let's see what we at, 922. And then also palladium, 1299. I know we got some platinum and palladium people out there, so more power to you. Looks like palladium doing its thug thizzle this week. Was down at 1, 2, 3, up about $60, give or take. So that's very promising. All right, let's keep it moving. What else we got here? All right, so let me just get into some headlines, man. I don't want to waste your time. Okay, so I want to start off with this story here, just because this story here to me is something that after tomorrow, we're going to find out what's going on, because no matter what, it's going to be a problem, whether it's going to be an inflationary problem or a deflationary problem. You name it. You pick it. It's coming. UAW barrels toward likely strikes against auto companies. Here are the latest details. And so to summarize all this up and grab some of the key things out of this, I decided to just grab some interesting facts of which I try to make it so hopefully you guys can read. Let me know if it comes in on a screen to where you can read it. If not, I'm going to thumb through it. These are just 5 or 6 bullets or so of the key points of this article. And they give some interesting figures here that I think is important. But I'll just run through these real quick, give my 2 cents. But it says UA President Shawn Fain indicated the strike is likely to occur if negotiations with Detroit automakers are unsuccessful before Thursday deadline. It says he outlined key details of proposals, including wage increases, cost of living adjustments, bonuses, job security, and other demands for General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis. It says Fain mentioned that the strike would begin at limited locations initially and escalate if necessary, even considering an all-out strike. So This man, this one man, the UAW president, is threatening the three biggest car manufacturers on the planet, and basically saying, you're going to give us what we want. He gave them 5 ultimatums. And if they don't meet those 5, our country's coming to a halt real fast. So this is just one potential issue on top of all the other ones that we're going to talk about in a minute. And so here's something funny. It says the union plans to hold a rally with U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders if the strike occurs. So good old Bernie. And it says here, key union demands include 40% hourly pay increases, a reduced work week. So they want more money and they want to work less. Traditional pensions. They don't want 401k contributions. I put in some, you put in some. They want full-fledged pensions, 100% on the company. That is asking for a lot. They must not have saw the video of the guy with the trucking company that lost his entire pension. Yeah, you don't want that, because if it's 100% in their possession, i.e. dependent upon the company still being in business and running and profitable, you may not get nothing. It says traditional pensions, the removal of compensation tiers, and a cost of living adjustment. So, and so as of right now, Detroit automakers wage increase offers. So Ford came back with a 20% offer. They said no. GM said 18%. They said no. Stellantis said 17.5%, and they said no. So what that means is that by tomorrow, if they don't pony up and give them pensions, more money, and less hours at work, they're going to strike. And if they strike, it's going to be problematic, because wherever Motor City goes, the country goes. And yeah, anyway, so I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on that. So definitely feel free to throw some thoughts out there, and we can get this party started. All right, so here's another thing that I just had to mention this because it's very timely. It's very timely. Did a little short earlier, but UFO expert displays supposed non-human alien corpses in Mexico's Congress, said that we are not alone. And I'm sure everybody had a chance to see the actual footage of those 2 little small statues. Come on now. I mean, how dumb could someone be to really think that all of a sudden, in the midst of all this chaos, that the government is just going to open up the books and come clean on everything that they've been hiding behind us? And then on top of that, the corpses was from Peru. So it's like, okay, how did they come into your possession, and why now? So clearly the agenda is probably more in line with needing more government funds to promote and to protect the program that they're going to talk about here. So, but then again, yeah, just like, even saying the word, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's getting dangerous out here. Just say the atmosphere, the C word. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just like that agenda in of itself is all about expanding a monetary base. Oh man, and to tax the everyday worker even more. So here, real quick, grabbed a couple things here. So guys, also let me know if you like these quick little summaries here. It saves me the time of having to just rumble off the top. I just give you some straight up stuff. But it says here, 2 mummified corpses resembling non-human aliens were displayed in a window box or whatever. DNA testing confirmed that these specimens are not part of Earth's evolution. Okay. The ancient bodies were found in Cusco, Peru in 2017 and are believed to be between 700 and 1800 years old. That is a wide window. 700 to 1800. Carbon dating, you couldn't get a little bit more closer with that? Yeah, okay. The hearing also featured videos of UFOs and aimed to pass the Aerial Space Protection Law, recognizing alien presence. So literally, all this hype is about passing the Aerial Space Protection Law, which is basically probably a new entity in the Mexican government, which requires more funds that I'm assuming they're going to ask other countries to put in on as well, because they're all protecting the skies. And then it just expands more of government, creates more of a deficit that I'm sure the country can't afford to actually have at this current time. So there you go. Whenever there's a crisis, the solution that they're going to give us always has to do with more government, more spending. They can't solve a problem at all, period. But nevertheless, talk about reducing government, cutting back, and letting the free market figure things out, or the private sector. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Okay, but I'm asking for too much. Okay, but anyway, so that in of itself is an issue. But then again, that's one of many. I'm sure other countries probably also have their own little, weather issue bills, as well as you name it. So it goes on and on and on. But anyway, yeah, never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Okay, so I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on this one here. It says House oversight to hold first Biden impeachment hearing this month. And so all the information that came out about the Biden family and their criminal activity, and just just everything they do is just everything. Just the family itself is just corrupt. It's just, come on now, let's just be honest. And they're going to try to impeach him, and it won't work. But it's good. It's a good attempt. It might end up shooting him in the foot. But then again, more chaos, more distractions, and diversion tactics. So here is just a little bit of information here for those who are interested. Thumb through it real quick. It says Chairman James Comer plans to hold a hearing in September to evaluate alleged violations. Evaluate alleged. It's not alleged. The bank statements show that this dude been getting funds from companies, and his children, and Biden and Hunter, and they all been profiting, his cousins, his nieces. You got the whole family in on it, allegedly. Okay. It says House investigators will seek additional emails dating back to Biden's time as vice president. Yeah, he was getting bread. He's getting bread there. It says witness testimony will be pursued from individuals alleging corrupt business deals with foreign nationals involved in the Biden family. So they're going to actually have people that was doing business with him come on the stand and actually, yeah, okay, come on. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy directed Comer to lead the inquiry with support from Jim Jordan and Jason Smith. So yeah, once again, it sounds good. And nothing gonna come from it. More taxpayer dollars spent to accomplish nothing. But then again, I'm sure we all kind of got that feeling. I'm sure. How many people out there, by show of hands, believe that this is going to result in impeachment? I would be curious to find out. Okay, I see a lot of comments out there. Forgive me. And it'd suck if my microphone wasn't even working. I would be so heated. Okay, let me keep it going. What I want to get to. Okay, let's get to one of the interesting, but not surprising. CPI shows the biggest increase in U.S. inflation in 14 months. It is sad when the news headlines have to add drama and just, ooh, and they use 14 months. Nevertheless, that just previous to 14 months, we were at a 30-year high. And so we're creeping back up in the midst of all the other stagflationary environments. So we're going to have this toggle of like increases in certain things here, and deflationary pressures over here. All the debt, all the debt, and the credit markets and all that stuff is going to be just and all the consumer items that we need and use, especially because gasoline runs the world, is going to be going up and up and up. So it's going to be like this seesaw. Yeah, it's going to get ugly. It is going to get ugly. But then again, who didn't expect that? All right, real quick here. Here are some interesting headlines from that article here. Save you time. U.S. consumer prices surged by 0.6 in August, primarily due to higher oil prices, marking the largest increase in 14 months. Yet core inflation, including energy and food, rose by a smaller 0.3%. You think about this. Once again, never believe the calculations. All these numbers they're fudged. They're fudged. They're fabricated. They're not real. They're just what they need to use to accomplish their agenda of fighting 2% inflation, or to get back to 2% inflation. But when you see stuff like rose by a smaller 0.3%, prices of goods going up, period, is never a good thing, because and naturally, if it wasn't for an inflationary environment as far as our monetary system, prices should be coming down as the economy grows, as more people become productive, and as technology improves. But not in this case. It says gasoline prices increased by nearly 11% in August, accounting for over half of the CPI price. It said food prices rose by mild 0.2, no longer showing rapid increases as seen in 2022. But then again, just wait, because the supply issues are still there. More farms are being hijacked. More of the The food, meat processing places are burned down and closing their doors. Yeah, so just yeah. The cost of shelter, a significant expense, grew by 0.3, while rents increased by 0.5. This is 0.3, 0.5. Come on now. When it comes to pulling money out your pocket, you don't feel like it's a 0.3 or 0.5, I'm sure. Airline fares climbed by nearly 5%, contributed to higher core CPI. Auto insurance, new car prices, and home furnishing also saw price increases. So it's basically saying that everything that we use went up in price. I just did because just saved us time and just made it that simple and said that. Okay, another article here. This will be my last one. I'll spare you the rest, and I'll open the phone lines to hear from you guys. I think this is going to be interesting because North Korea was the last country that was kind of like on the outside of all this chaos, even though they've been the focal point of the U.S. for quite some time. And so now that Putin, in my opinion, is trying to bring him into the fold, and of course they talked about some on the surface type, puppy love type stuff. But then again, what they didn't talk about, we won't hear about, but it's my suspicion. And is my suspicion, let me know if you can kind of see where I'm coming from with this, is that somehow, one way or another, the BRICS won't allow North Korea into their partnership. But then again, Putin might approach North Korea to join the Eurasian Union, which the Eurasian Union works in hand with the ASEAN, ASEAN, and the SCO. So we got Eurasian, ASEAN, and SCO. And so if they're all working together, it's good as gold, or pardon me, it's good to say that if Kim Jong-un gets into one of those unions by sheer default, it's good to say he's a part of the BRICS, because not directly, but inadvertently, he'll be working in conjunction with those nations in bilateral trade and all the other type of things they're working on. So that's probably what they're talking about, I would imagine. But then again, who knows? Okay, real quick, let me just thumb through some headlines here. This is just some fluff stuff that they gave us on the surface from an article. And it says the summit highlights the emergence of a multipolar world challenging U.S. dominance in international affairs. Multipolar world. The meeting focused on strengthening strategic ties, supporting peace and cooperation in various fields, including aviation, transportation infrastructure, and joint space exploration. Everybody trying to work together to go to space, knowing dang well we can't leave the stratosphere, but then again, they always trying to sell us. They sell us so we can go somewhere. Science fiction. That's why it's so popular. It says Russia and North Korea have a history of cooperation dating back to the Cold War era, which shared efforts to protect DPRK independence and sovereignty. Moscow's special military operation in Ukraine received support from Kim, emphasizing solidarity against imperialism. So Kim Jong-un supports Russia in this whole Ukraine battle. Doesn't surprise me one bit. And so, of course, Western media expressed unease over the summit due to sanctions and speculation about the alleged arms deal and technological advancements for North Korea. So the West is saying that they think that Russia is sharing with them all types of secrets, yada, yada, yada. But it doesn't matter. They are much closer geographically, as well as much closer in their business ties than we are with them. So we can't really say much at all. But then again, the U.S. will try to the very end. Okay, let's talk, man. Let's talk. So I had those are just some things that caught my attention. Just real quick, let me grab another one. So when I saw this yesterday, it let me know that the probability between now and the election that we may not have, what might be used. This is what might be used. Maybe not. Let me go back, see if I can find this. Let me see if I can find this. So this is a real threat that I don't think is getting that much attention. NATO in 2024 to conduct the biggest military exercise since the Cold War in Germany, Poland, and Baltic. So the fact that Biden funded NATO is going to ramp up things over on the east side of Europe. Something just might, accidentally go off. So the question will be, how will Putin respond? Do you think he's just going to allow the biggest military exercise to take place in his backyard? And just, wouldn't you feel uncomfortable if your enemy was in your backyard, knowing that they would love to just take you out if they caught you slipping? So it just is no coincidence that in 2024, right at the beginning and the pinnacle of the Western or the US presidential cycle, will NATO decide to go start the biggest military. So my point is, events like this can turn into, oops, we didn't mean to do that, but there has to be a response from somebody, or some type of false flag event. Some shots are fired, missiles fly, somebody passed, somebody dies, somebody gets invaded. Next thing you know, a national emergency, state of emergency, suspend the Constitution again, even if it's reinstated, I don't know. And then there'll be no presidential election because we're in the middle of a war. That'd be a good way to, I'm sure the globalists, deep state cabal, whoever they are, would love to make sure that Trump doesn't get back in. If Trump is the focal point, it seems. Everything they do is about Trump, 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 Trump. So yeah, anyway. Okay, enough of me ranting. I'm tired of ranting. I want to talk. So let's have at it, man. What do you guys want to touch on? Feel free to throw out some thoughts, ideas, suggestions on whatever is on your radar. Opportunities, problems, you name it. We can try to cover as much as we can. So call and try to be quick, short, and to the point, so your boy can get as many people as possible on here. Or just throw out something. Just throw out something in the chat, a question or something like that. And I'll try to share my 2 cents on it. But it should be fun. Should be fun. Anyway, so we'll go a couple more minutes, see how this takes us. And we go from there. So feel free to throw it out there. What we got? Let me see here. TB, what's up, my friend? States are the Baltic. Instigating states are in the Baltic countries. Right. No coincidence at all. It's intentional. And that's the thing. Those nations are allowing themselves to be used as puppets. Give me 1 second here. Let me try to get myself together. Oops. Give me 1 second here. I'll get you on here. It's hard trying to do everything on one. Man, forgive me. I'm going to get it together. All right. Hello, caller. Where we call it from?
Hey, Mike, it's Tom. How have you been, my friend?
Tom, I'm doing good, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I see you got your live stream talk show back up. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
man.
a good thing.
I needed to calm myself down, unplug a little bit, and now I'm back at it for the fall. I think this RTD is like season 7 or something like that. So I've been doing this for a while now. So my first extended break in a long time, man. But how you been doing?
Good, man. Good. I DM'd you about being on my show on Saturday, but getting to the point of what you're talking about. 2 points. You were talking about the impeachment thing.
Yeah.
We got to remember, right, that what is happening in the end of this month, the end of the fiscal year. What did McCarthy promise to become speaker? He promised no omnibus bills. All appropriations would be done bill by bill, and now it's impossible. The House cannot pass all of the appropriations in time to do the budget. So what is McCarthy doing? He's giving everybody a shiny toy. Impeachment. Oh my God, impeachment. And what is happening behind the scenes is they're going to pass a continuing resolution, kick the can down the road, and not deliver on any of the promises that they made.
Now the question is, are you surprised?
Oh no, absolutely. If you remember, I was so dead set against McCarthy back when it was happening. Right. I was surprised that he even made it to the speakership. Right. And then lastly, I'll let someone get else go on the phone. I want to posit a theory that I've come up with. We all know about the Great Reset, all right? We all know about the World Economic Forum. You, in what you were just reading, these headlines, the multipolar world, right? Yeah. I'm sure you've heard that. Yep. That is a World Economic Forum talking point, and it's been picked up greatly by BRICS and by all of the global South countries. And my theory is this: maybe the Great Reset is happening right now, and all of the conditions exist for that to happen. But maybe the seat of the Great Reset is BRICS in the global South and not Davos in DC. And maybe just as Westerners, we assume it to be here. But in all actuality, while former Vice President Joe Biden demilitarizes us by feeding all of our weapons and money into Ukraine, and Russia eats them all up, it is creating the situation to bring America to its knees, and it's all being done intentionally, and it's all part of the Great Reset. What do you think about that?
I think you just gave us the exact game plan that's at work right now. Like I've remember saying several times before how, you know, the whole West versus East, good guy versus bad guy. It's, you know, the communist versus, you know, the capitalism. And so all these narratives that they feed us, you know, and the mainstream media runs with it. And then it's just so happened that I use a lot of these as talking points just because, you know, it looks good because it's political theater. But then again, like we all know Putin, Xi, and all those other guys, you know, they spoke at all those damn, you know, World Economic Forum events, and they all join hands. They all are working towards the same agenda. Now, how it plays out, I don't know, but I do know it does not equal more freedom and more opportunity for the average Joe, because they're all in lock and step on the masks, the health medicine stuff, and CBDCs and digital IDs. So all those countries doing the same damn thing. So they agree on something, it looks like. So I wouldn't be surprised one bit if they were working together and using this as a great narrative to deceive the masses. So I do agree with you, my friend.
Yep, absolutely, man. And I will leave with this. And I understand that the whole theory of the BRICS currency being gold back, it started from what was like Kenya, right? Like the Kenyan embassy of Russia. They put out a tweet. But I've said this to you before, and I'll say it again. At no point are these people in power going to limit their power by tying themselves down to a finite resource like gold. Right. It makes absolutely zero sense. I do not see it happening. Right. I see what is happening right now as this, like you just said, it's a grand ballet, and everybody is involved. No matter what side of the fence you think you're on, right, your government is involved, and it's up to every last one of us as individuals to have faith in God, stand strong, and we need to be the ones to come up with the solution when everything else collapses. You have a good night, my friend.
Appreciate you, my friend. Talk to you soon. Sounds good.
Peace.
Good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, smoke and mirrors, man. Look this way while they all work together on something else in the back end. That's usually how it goes, and I'll stick with that as well. Appreciate your time. Missed a lot of calls, so feel free to give me a call. And I mean, I'm using an app here, so it's like, you know, it's not as easy to maneuver this stuff while people are calling, but I do the best I can. But what else? So speaking of which, here's a little, as you were talking, Tom, an article popped up, came to mind. And so I'll just let you guys read the headline here. And this is from the expose, but it says the weather situation agenda is key to the implementation of their plan, which is the Great Reset. So all this stuff goes hand in hand. No crises will not be unused for their agenda. So yeah, we know what time it is. Hello, caller. Where are you calling from?
How you doing? My name is KJ. I'm calling from Texas.
KJ from Texas. What's going on, my friend? Talk to me.
How you doing? Just giving you a call in. I've been a long time listener, Mike, and just finally taking the opportunity to call in and just listen to everything you've been talking about. You know, as far as getting your weight up, and that's definitely helped me giving me a direction into what areas to look into and to where to go.
Right. Hey man, appreciate you calling. How's things in your neck of the woods, man? What's the housing market like? What's the overall, you know, temperature like in your region? You know, as far as the economy is concerned.
Well, right now I'm in Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it is the housing market was on fire. Houses like, you know, insane prices with interest rates going up. It seems like it's kind of cooling off right about now. And there seems to be a little fear in possibly maybe going back into lockdown. I've heard that quite a bit coming from people as well.
Right. So it was coming here. You heard that from people in Texas and in the Dallas area, or like just in the news in general.
In at home in the Dallas area.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've seen people wear masks quite a bit more. People who wasn't wearing masks the past few months, all of a sudden now wearing masks again and that type of thing.
Interesting. Yeah. So like here in Michigan, I mean, we got liberal left Gretchen, whatever her name called. So I know she'd be on board. Like if she got to order some on top to lock it down, she would definitely try. But people here, man, like there's still a lot of people who are drinking the Kool-Aid, but the majority of people are not for none of that anymore. Like a lot of people see through the craziness. So I'll be surprised if people fall in line. But then again, in order to get people to fall in line, they're gonna have to do something even. They're gonna have to have an event that would definitely get people to submit again. So that's where we get into whatever next health scare might be, whatever they're gonna try to put out there. So that'll be the way to get people to willingly stay home. So that's what will probably happen if they get on that agenda again, but hopefully not.
Another thing I wanted to point out, the past few weeks, like the gun laws, like the new law in, or the attempted law in New Mexico, where they banning concealed and unconcealed handguns, and in New York, where you have to have an ID to even purchase ammo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just I'm being real mindful of our Second Amendment rights, slowly being taken away from little by little. I'm in Texas, fortunately, so
yeah.
I'm kind of insulated from those type of things, but I'm seeing it little by little.
Yeah. So I've seen more stories about it. Haven't dived into it much, but I want to say what they were trying to do out in I think it was New Mexico, got pushed back. So they pushed back, and I think the judge said it's unconstitutional. So it's looking favorable over there, but that's how they'll try to accomplish it, state by state, bit by bit, because in their mind, they got time because they're controlling all this craziness. So, but yet, then again, we'll see, man. But as long as people wake up and push back, hopefully we got a chance. But appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Yeah, be good.
Bye-bye.
Good stuff. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. What else was going on out here? And so I saw something about the Mexican wall, and I did see something about Mexico deciding to pay for it. And as far as what, why, and how, I did not find out why. But I remember, let me see. I remember saying this back during the Trump administration. He was so pressed on getting that wall to protect us. But I'm thinking but once that wall goes up, what about if people, decide to want to leave and they can't leave as easily? So I'm like, it might end up being a booby trap. Don't sleep on that. And once again, I don't doubt that still is the case because we have all those, people moving north for various reasons. Some of them are being paid. Some of them are, a part of, terrorist sales, all that stuff like that. True. But a lot of those people, their lifestyle is so bad, they rather take a chance on the streets here because at least you come here with this current administration, they're going to give you a cell phone, healthcare, a job, an ID, and you can vote. All they're going to give you all that for a vote in 2024. So, if you were living on your knees, who wouldn't want to move up where you get all that? All you got to do is just vote Biden 2024. That's how bad it is. That's how bad these cats are. So it doesn't surprise me one bit. And so I did see that the CDC approved another medicine jab. Medicine. I got to figure out. I got to use words. I got to figure out how to work these words. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me one bit. Okay, man. Here's another one. Let me think. Okay, let me think. Something I came across earlier, article that kind of put things into perspective for me, as far as how to come up with an analogy to describe how corrupt. Let me see. Where was it? What was it? Man, let me see. It was. Okay. So anyway, it was about the Pentagon. It was an article about the Pentagon. I thought I shared it on the Telegram. And it has something to do with. Okay, here you go. You're gonna love this one. This is 100% U.S. propaganda. So look at this headline here. Pentagon says cyber attacks are part of China's armory for any conflict with the U.S. So a lot of things here, a lot of a lot of false fast golf here. Put the tinfoil on for a second here. How exactly would the Pentagon know that's China's primary weapon will be using cyber attacks? Anybody could, but then again, we have the most sophisticated yada yada NSA all this stuff. If you know all this, then you should have protected yourself for this. So clearly, they're using this as a way to say that people be on the lookout. Cyber attacks is still a part of the agenda. What is it called? The Great Cybergon or whatever it was from the World Economic Forum. So it's still on the table. So between the NATO and Cold War next year, the cyber event that Claus said that will be way worse than the health situation. And then what else we got here? A couple other things that come to mind. I'll be back in a minute. But what I thought about here was the Pentagon, to me, is like the strong arm of the U.S. government. It's like, okay, so you see them pictures of the octopus, mimicking the central bank, from back in 1913, whatever. You see the no, it was. I'm losing my mind. Anyway, so the Pentagon's like the strong arm. It's like whoever runs the Pentagon controls the finger. So you got these strings coming down like the puppets. You got all the 3-letter agencies: CIA, FBI, CDC, IRS, whatever else we got out there. They all just like, okay, type of analogy, so basically what I'm saying is from the top down, whoever controls the strings up top, all the puppets down below follow. And when I saw that, I'm thinking like, man, I really believe that, our government is so corrupt and so crooked. And so we don't even have a government. It's just be honest with you, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to call it, man. Like, if you got people who are not operating in your interests, most of them at certain positions that are in positions that the leaders listen to aren't even elected. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you have? Like, I know I always say our biggest crises is governance. Like, mankind itself lacks governance. And thank God that the kingdom of God will be reinstated on earth. Jesus Christ will sit on the throne of David forever, as it was promised. So I'm excited about that. But between now and then, it's like, okay, I got to live through all this craziness by faith, all this foolishness. It's like, come on, man. Like, I would think like, evil, like, what you got something better to do? Something, yeah. I mean, it's just, it blows my mind. Huh? Anyway, I lose my mind trying to figure it out. Let me see here. Chrissy says all 3-letter agencies are unconstitutional. Yeah, you factored that in as well. Like, that's even more of a reason why it's like, man, like, dog, it is, man. How do we get these cats? Cabal. Jay says the cabal. Yeah. And so Jay, real cool. So out of curiosity, where did the word cabal come from? Because like so here's the words we use. I just say words that have been given to us: deep state, swamp, cabal, elite. There's a couple more out there, but it's like all those names that somebody, they originated with somebody. And I wouldn't be so surprised if whoever's at the top in the media propaganda room, there's like, let's try this word this week. Let's put that out there in the airways. Let's put that out there and let one of the puppet candidates say that they're trying to fight us. We'll call ourselves this week the hunters. The I can't even think of nothing on the fly. But the next, one puppet, come on, says, I'm going to stop the such and such. The next thing yeah. Anyway, I'm everywhere, man. It's foolishness. This is the land we live in. Flat Earth, which is works. What are you talking about? You know what? And so, if you've been watching social media for the last 3 years, I just say 3 years because after 2020, that's when everything just seemed to just surface on Twitter. Like Twitter became like the hub for all types of things that make you think. I see so many video footages of people taking a GoPro, tying some helium balloons on it, GPSing it, sending it up there. And the images. So I've seen several videos, so it's just not one person or group of people. But I've angles, whether it be a fisheye lens, wide eye lens, whatever. When those balloons go up and they show the stratosphere, they all got a limit. Nothing goes beyond that. Bloop, that there's a limit to everything. But then again, they would have us think that all those spaceships actually go up. Like there's actually somewhere to go out there. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part. But my point is, I see all those little cameras, and the images I see from those cameras, which are not NASA. Everything NASA says, NASA is like Hollywood. It's like a studio in Hollywood. That's how unbelievable these guys are. But then all those video footages, the film, like the horizon of the blue, white, I just see a straight line. Of course, but it's not wide enough. But then again, I'm thinking like, even if it's straight within the focal point of the lens, that's pretty large. And so that camera there, how much bigger of a surface are we missing out just from those short little images, to where it leaves me like, okay, well, I definitely don't see a curve in this picture or that picture or that picture. But then again, like maybe we need to go out further to see that. But then again, I don't think we do. Yeah. Anyway, I'm everywhere. David says, awesome. Let me go. Awesome 8-hour documentary on FE called "What on Earth Happened on Rumble BitChute." What happened on Earth? What on earth happened on Rumble and BitChute? Okay, I will check that out. What else we got? Oops. What we got? It says, in Jewish tradition, the tree of knowledge and the eating of its fruit represents the beginning of the mixture of good and evil together. Rough. The tree of knowledge. That is another little bit of, that's a question I have for God when I see him. I'm wondering, the idea that he put 2 trees and told him not to eat from one. It's like, that automatically, like, he all knowing, he knew that, man would partake of it. And I realized that between the fall and the redemption is probably the greatest love story ever created, because in between that time frame, the concept of faith comes into play, where literally you have to seek out a relationship with the Creator. If not, you'll be lost and you won't have any sense of direction or purpose or meaning or anything in between. But then again, if you seek him out, he will be found, and meaning will come with that and everything else. So, and eternal life. Like that's like, man, that's a heck of a love story. Send his only begotten Son for eternal life. I'll take it. Thank you for the blood, Jesus. Thank you for your blood. All right, what else we got here? I'm everywhere. We got 48 minutes. All right, well, phone lines ain't ringing. You guys don't want to talk. You must enjoy the chat, but I appreciate you guys anyway for hanging out with me tonight. Be back at it. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow night, man. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow night. It felt good. A lot of good energy, even though I was everywhere tonight. Let's get this last call in here. Hello, caller. Where are you calling from? Hello?
Mom?
I hear you going once, going twice. Who we got?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, my friend?
Broker from the internet.
Bar Light Broker. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Much. I just wanted to call in and say, thank God you are back. Thank God. I've missed the community so much. I'm like, I'll find people in the comment sections and other videos. I almost feel compelled to say hello. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, man. The longest break I've ever taken in the 9 years of doing this. And so, I had to charge my batteries, man, get my priorities right and get my perspective back in line. Just because I've doing it for so long, you kind of, it's only natural to think that you're not doing enough or reaching enough, or because the whole goal is trying to educate people on a variety of subjects. But I've gone so far off my original course of just focusing on monetary stuff that, I got to figure out how to reel it back in some so I could have a definite purpose behind logging in. So, but yeah, I'm back.
Everybody needs a vacation, Mike.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
Well, that's how it goes. We're just glad you're back.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Good to be back, man. Thanks for the call and thanks for the love, my friend.
No problem, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
be good. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. The boys are back in town. figuratively speaking. Anyway, all right, good people. We have 50 minutes, man. And yeah, everybody stay prayed up, man. As I start off for those who came in late, just talking a little bit about unfortunate circumstances, man. Like I saw an unfortunate article that really, got me thinking, and I'll just put it up real quick. But, going back to my younger years, man, lost a heck of a good player yesterday, mysteriously, and of course everybody has suspicions as to how, why, and all that stuff. So, I got news that two people, him and another guy I played with, no longer here, man. So I'm just grateful that I still got air in my lungs, man, and God is still good regardless of what's going on, man. And hopefully those individuals are, born again, and they're hopefully their fate is sealed in Christ. But other than that, that's what happens, man. But anyway, hey, we are where we're at. Thank God that it's not over with yet. All right, good people. Be blessed, be safe, and I will see you guys. I'm going to try to be back on tomorrow. Shalom. China is hoarding a massive amount of food. They will soon have over 2/3 of the globe's corn reserves, over half of its rice, and over half of its wheat. But when asked about it, China lies. So what does China know that we don't? China is the world's #1 importer, relying on the rest of the world to keep their people fed. This makes them the canary in the coal mine when it comes to global food shortages. As Americans, we need to be prepared for potential food shortages. That's where 4Patriots Survival Food comes in. Their kits are compact, stackable, and have received a 5-star review for their flavor and taste. And right now, you can get 10% off your first purchase by using code RTD at checkout at 4patriots.com. Don't wait. Prepare today. Once again, use code RTD at 4patriots.com and save 10% on your first purchase.